Alright, Microsoft has officially pushed me over the edge. You know how every great downfall has that one moment where everything starts to crumble? Rome had corruption, Blockbuster had Netflix, Domino's Pizza, me, and Windows has this.
I know you paid $100. I'm still gonna put ads in here.
Microsoft is employing full screen ads.
Implement a feature known as Recall, which periodically takes screenshots of your computer.
End of free security updates for Windows 10.
Don't even get me started on the Windows taskbar.
Why do you need to install updates? What updates? Some more f***ing spyware? It doesn't even give you a choice to say no.
There's just something magical about opening your start menu and then being greeted with advertisements. This is an operating system that behaves like a scammy website with way too many pop-ups. Windows 11 just seems like Microsoft took Windows 10 and said, how do we make this more annoying? The start menu, full of ads. Settings, got ads in there too. File Explorer now has a recommended section that tries to sell you on cloud storage. Microsoft forcing a Microsoft account onto absolutely everything. The Windows 11 setup takes ages. It's no longer just click, you're on your desktop. It's 3 million clicks saying, no, please don't steal my data. You're going to anyway, but please don't. And you absolutely must sign into your Microsoft account before you can continue. And it's crazy. The PC that I built keeps saying, no, you can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. You got to sign into your Microsoft account to do that. And what really pushes me over the edge, this really small fucking thing that really pisses me off, is sometimes when I turn my PC on, my taskbar's there. Now, on most of your PCs, that might be normal. However, I have mine to automatically hide because I have an OLED monitor, meaning if the taskbar is sitting at the bottom of my screen 24/7, it'll just burn into my screen because OLED. But when I turn on my PC or restart it, Microsoft, it just deactivates it. It's there, and I have to go into the settings, turn it back off. Why? In my opinion, Windows 10 was the last good Windows, and I know we said that about 7. It's somewhat stable, it's familiar, it had its issues, but overall, decent operating system. But then Microsoft decided, let's just end support for it. They abandoned Windows 10 a few months ago, and there is ways to get about it and still receive the update, but they've basically dropped all support now. Oh, let's talk about the updates. Windows updates in 2025 are a lot like loot boxes. You never know what's going to happen, and you don't know what you're going to get. It could be stability improvements, if you're very fucking lucky. It could be a brand new bug that just gets rid of all your drivers. I shit you not, I've been playing games before, and my PC just cuts to black. And then it boots back up again. Oh, Windows update. I was playing Fortnite. Yeah, man, I know you're just playing a game, but we need to do an essential update that does fucking nothing. Hope you're alright with that. Then, something absolutely no one asked for, Copilot. Microsoft has started calling Windows an agentic OS, which basically means your computer is now supposed to act like an AI agent that takes actions for you. Sounds cool, until you realize agentic is corporate speak for it does stuff you didn't ask it to do. Updates you didn't start, features you didn't enable. I don't need my PC to be agentic. I needed to open my apps, run my games, and not install Copilot. Every time I turn my PC on, it's back. And the worst part isn't the ads, isn't Copilot, it's the feeling that Windows isn't yours anymore. It's not your operating system, it's Microsoft's. You're just borrowing it. It's like renting a flat where your landlord just keeps letting himself in and rearranging all your furniture. Not to mention the countless times I've left my computer on overnight to render something, to come back to an unrendered file and a nicely updated version of Windows. And I'm done. I'm sick of it. I'm switching to Linux. So, after that meltdown, I actually had to stop and think about what I use my PC for on a day-to-day basis. And honestly, it's pretty simple. Browsing, writing these scripts, watching videos, checking Marketplace. Basically, I should just have a Chromebook instead of this £2,000 computer. The one thing that's been keeping me tied to Windows this entire time is editing. Editing these videos, and specifically, the Adobe ecosystem. Adobe know exactly what they're doing. They've locked creators into this subscription loop where you don't own anything. Prices just keep going up, and the software just keeps getting worse and slower even when the hardware is improving. It's anti-consumer from top to bottom, but we all use it because we don't have a proper replacement that fits our workflow. And yes, I know it exists, DaVinci Resolve. I've tried it plenty of times and I just can't. I can't use it. I'm too stubborn. I've been using the Adobe suite, especially Premiere, for the past 10 years, and it's just ingrained into my memory. Relearning an entire app and switching my entire workflow over to it would just take too long, and it's just a waste of time. And honestly, after using DaVinci, I just prefer Premiere. What I do isn't professional enough for me to warrant using DaVinci. So for now, I still kind of need a separate machine or to dual boot just to use Premiere. Whether that stays Windows long term or I bite the bullet or Apple and switch to Apple. But for everything else I actually do daily, Linux fits much better. Editing still might keep me on Windows for a little bit longer, but for everything else, Linux absolutely nails it. And I thought I should actually tell you about the computer we're upgrading. It has a Ryzen 9 9900X, 64 gigabytes of RAM, which might be a bit overkill, especially with the current RAM prices. But Premiere needs it, and a 4080 Super, which you've seen on the channel before. A few NVMe's, a few SSDs, a few hard drives. There's a few things I have that I'm a bit worried about using on Linux, and the first thing is this absolute piece of shit, the Go XLR, or Go XLR Mini, like this one is. TC Helicon, which is the company that makes the Go XLR, just completely forgot about it. They've given up. They've completely stopped any support for this product, and it's just become a glitchy, buggy, unreliable mess. It's basically a paperweight that sits on my desk and sometimes routes audio to the right places if it wants to. And finally, my PCIe Elgato capture card. I have no idea if this is supported by Linux, or if Linux will even recognize it. And to start off, I originally wanted to try Pop! OS. On paper, it seemed perfect. NVIDIA support straight out of the box, clean UI, and it was nice. I've already tried it, by the way. It was nice at first, but something didn't really feel right. A couple of weird bugs popped up, some apps weren't behaving as they should, and the whole experience just felt off. Nothing major, but enough to make me stop and think, this isn't the right one. So I put out a YouTube post and asked the Discord, what should I use? And most people just said Linux Mint. It wasn't even a debate. Pretty much everyone just defaulted to Mint like it was an obvious answer. So I figured, alright, might as well give this a shot. Before we install Linux, I just wanted to show you what I went through whilst installing Pop! OS and the things I had to do to get it installed properly. So first, I dissected an old M.2 out of a broken Xbox, then realised it's way too small to fit in my motherboard, so dissected another SSD out of my ThinkPad. For now, I think I'm going to be dual booting between Linux and Windows whilst I'm still getting used to everything. So first off, whacking the SSD in my PC. Done that. We have to flash the ISO to a USB drive, and this part is very, very easy. All I did was download a program called Berliner Etcher, selected my USB drive, added my ISO, and clicked go. Once that's done, you've got a fully bootable Linux installer ready to go. So before installing Pop! OS, I actually have to prepare my computer for dual booting. It's not that it's difficult, but if you do it wrong, it won't end very well. There's one step that everyone kind of forgets, especially if you're dual booting and want to share drives between Linux and Windows. You have to disable fast startup in Windows. And if you don't do that, Windows puts your NTFS drives in like this weird half hibernated zombie-like state, and Linux looks at it and has no idea what to do with the drives. So once fast startup is disabled in Windows, Linux and Windows can just share drives. You can just drag and drop stuff between them both, and both OSs will be able to see what's on the drives. Then all I had to do was go to my BIOS and disable secure boot and tweak my drive priority so it booted from the USB. And there you go. Okay, so I finally fought my way into the BIOS, which is that way. So I need to somehow figure out. Let's see if that does anything. And also, if you're wondering why we don't have the display capture like we do on every other video, it's because this is the computer that runs all the display capture. So I can't capture the display externally without this computer. Oh, that's kind of really annoying because I need it on this monitor. Oh, okay. I didn't even do anything. Oh, bye. We're back. Pop! OS is not responding. Okay, it's just literally a boot from USB. Clean install. That's what we want. I'm installing this to another SSD, so I've got two SSDs in my PC, one with Windows, one with this. Now out of this big list, I need to figure out which one is my drive so I don't accidentally overwrite anything important. Because I took the SSD out of my ThinkPad and I'm pretty sure it's that one. Ooh, okay. This is really awkward because I don't have screen capture, so I just got to hold it. And there we go. It's sorting the drive out, it's partitioning it. So far, this has been incredibly straightforward. And it's so cool that the actual OS is here. I can browse the internet while I'm waiting for the OS to download. Would you look at that? I'm already using Linux. I wonder if it's got audio drivers yet. Does it know? It does! Wow, go watch this video. It kind of flopped. To continue the setup, restart. Okay, let's hope it actually restarts and not boot into Windows. Oh, this is not Windows. Okay, please don't be Windows. No! No! No, you don't need to do anything. See what I mean? You're just invasive. You don't need to be, don't, go away. Oh, no way it's done already. Apparently not. No way. That's so cool. That's so quick. The Windows 11 installer takes like 3 days. That took like 5 minutes. The super key, I presume that's the Windows key. To search. Yep, cool. Gestures, don't have a trackpad. We'll connect to some Wi-Fi. That's so cool how it just works. As if that just works. On Windows, right, with this specific motherboard, little side rant, I had to purposely upgrade to Windows 11 for this motherboard's Wi-Fi chipset or whatever to work because it wouldn't work on Windows 10 and I needed the Bluetooth. So I had to upgrade to Windows 11 just for this motherboard. And it just works on Linux, just straight out of the box. It's just detected I have Wi-Fi instantly. Okay, so I've got OBS running. Very cool. Yeah, installing this, very painless. It took like 5 minutes once I plugged the USB in and launched it. 5 minutes. Windows takes like 3 days. And it feels a bit like macOS. I did used to have a MacBook and it was brilliant. I used to use it for all my editing and everything, but I stopped using it and it was too expensive just to keep around, so I bought a ThinkPad. Hello, that is fair enough. I'll let you off. I have just installed the operating system. And it's going out of its way in the background. I think Windows does something similar, where in the background of installing it, it finds all the bare bones drivers it needs. But this has found the NVIDIA drivers and stuff like that. Very cool. But it kind of feels like a combination of Android and macOS, and it's all right. It looks fine. And I'm sure there's ways where I can refine it and make it mine. It has an Alt tab as well. That's pretty cool. What about Windows tab? Same thing. Whatever. Can I snap Windows? I can. That's sick. We'll go ahead and install this. I do like it's similar with macOS. If you want to install something, it makes sure you want to install it. It asks for your password. Windows sometimes does it, very rarely does it. I guess it has UAC, but that is just yes or no. That was my test recording, which I found. My desktop, documents, downloads, other locations. Oh! Alright, let's not mess with that, because I'm pretty sure that is my Windows. We don't want to mess with Windows. Recordings. Oh, that's so good. Can I interact with them fully? Can I take stuff off and put stuff on? Yes, I can. One quick restart later. Let's see if my files want to work. Are you gonna work? Oh, it's working. Okay, that's a file from something. What else I'll try and open? The road trip file? That works. That's good. That just needed an update. Very cool. Right, let's install some apps. Does Chrome even work on Linux? I don't know. Oh, yes it does. So far, everything's just going really well. Okay, Chrome is installed. So far, we've established that my GoXLR doesn't work. It only works as basically a very simple audio interface. So it lets you pick the sliders and stuff, but I can't adjust my mic in GoXLR. So it's just using its default value. So I have no idea what this is going to sound like. How quick is our read and write speeds between my files? Let me find a big boy file, shall I? See how I'm like naturally clicking and stuff, and it just knows what I want to do? Like it knows that I want to right click and view the properties. It's very similar to Windows, which I like because it's familiar. 45 gigs. How is that done? Is there a progress bar for moving stuff? Oh, is that it? Oh, there we go. Okay, that's quick. That's very quick. How do I change my background? Like that, okay. Like I said, I'm on an OLED monitor, so I can't really have a nice background. How do I get black? Can I not do that? Right, I think I'm just gonna have to Google black. Save image, downloads. That worked very easily. Change background, can I just change it to this image? Nope, because it's not a familiar format. There we go. Okay, it's starting to be a bit buggy. I think it wants some sort of drivers, and I can't give it that drivers. Now, one of the big things for me is gaming, because if Linux can't run the games I want it to, this experiment is one big write-off. And you can apparently you can open the store, and if I just type Steam in, is it going to be there? There it is. Oh, completely forgot. One thing, the dock. Is that? Okay, cool. Can I hide it? Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, and it even feels snappier than Windows. The Windows one is so sluggish, it takes like a day to come up. But this one just works, and hopefully, it'll just stay permanently hidden. Hello? Not yet. Do really want that, though. A lot of my footage from Pop! OS got corrupted by Pop! OS itself, so I just thought, it's time for Mint. Pretty much everything setting up Mint-wise is identical to Pop! OS. Installing apps is basically the same as how I did it on Pop! OS, so I'm not going to show any of that. Just a reminder, this video isn't a tutorial, it's just my experience with Linux, and so far, it's going quite well. So, here's Mint. Okay, there was a bit of faff trying to create the file system and everything on the drive, so I'll leave a handy-dandy video in the description for that, but install. Cool. Right, so here I am in Linux Mint, and I've already run into one problem with my setup. Of course, it's that the audio works, I can hear things, but because there's no GoXLR app, I can't tell it what the microphone is. So when I am in OBS to record my screen, for the microphone, it just sees GoXLR multi-channel, which has no output at all. So I cannot use my GoXLR on Linux. Knew would be the case, but just wanted to try it. Didn't work. Can record through my my webcam, but that's not gonna sound very good. Old reliable is going back in. There we go, and you can go in the bin. And in retirement. Oh, look at that! That just looks so much cleaner than the GoXLR. Anyway, have we got audio? I can hear audio. I think so. I'm shouting into it, and it's redlining. Ooh, this is an audio test to see how it sounds and see if it actually works. One thing I really wanted to know if it worked was my webcam with my USB capture card, and it does. That is fantastic. Booting into Linux Mint for the first time, the thing that hit me straight away is how responsive it is and snappy. Like opening Windows, anything, it's just so quick. Even the taskbar coming up and down, it's just so much quicker than Windows. Windows takes like a decade just to roll up, and it's just simple, clean. Like, look at this. I've got my start bar. It's very intuitive, like Windows was, and that's what I wanted. I wanted it just to be an easy switch from Windows to Linux, and with Mint, that's basically what I've gotten. I've not had to learn how to find anything so far. It's just been very intuitive, which is nice. And it makes sense because there's not 50 different things running in the background for no reason at all. No lag, no ads, no random bloat. It just feels simple. Gaming on Linux has been this weird mix of being way easier than I thought it would be, and also a lot more difficult than I thought it'd be at the same time. Installing Steam, easy. I didn't use a terminal or anything because I can't be bothered with all that malarkey. Literally just went to the Steam website, went to Steam, install Steam as you would on any other computer, and it just knows that I'm already on Linux. And it just installs exactly the same way as Steam would on any other OS. Steam and Linux get on very well, if you didn't know. So anything that's a part of Valve's ecosystem just works. Even modded Minecraft, which I thought wouldn't work at all, actually runs perfectly fine, if not better than it did on Windows. But then you hit a brick wall, and that's called anti-cheat. And here's the simple version of how it works. Most big anti-cheat systems, like Easy Anti-Cheat, which is used on plenty of games like GTA Online, Fortnite, Rainbow Six Siege, those hook super deep into Windows. They sit at kernel level, scan system memory, everything. They scan everything looking for cheats. Because Linux is very security conscious, why would it want something like that digging through absolutely everything? So Linux basically said, not a chance, so nothing with anti-cheat works. It kind of fits where I'm at with gaming anyway. I barely play games anymore, unless it's the random Steam games with the boys. And when I do play games, it's usually just the same mix of games, like Minecraft, Portal 2, Red Dead, GTA Story Mode, just like, you know, I'm basic. And all of that runs Mint on Linux. But the few big online games that I'm playing at the minute, like GTA Online and Fortnite, when the season isn't absolutely dreadful, yeah, they still need Windows, which is why right here there is a Windows setup. And then, virtual reality. I've got a Valve Index, and VR on Linux actually works. Steam VR exists for Linux. A lot of VR titles work perfectly fine through Proton. I haven't fully used VR in Linux yet. I played around with it to see if it actually worked, and the stuff that I played worked fine. Didn't have any issues with tracking or things connecting, so I still need to do further testing with that, but it's pretty cool that it works. So for me, personally, in my setup, Linux can handle all the casual gaming I want to do. So I've not completely cut Windows out of my life just yet, as much as I'd want to. It's still right there on that other setup, just in case I want to play anything that has a more invasive anti-cheat. It's not perfect, but it works. I can use Linux as my main OS, and then if I want to hop on any random games, which is quite rare, it's like once every few weeks, Windows. Very crucial game that I want to try at the minute is Euro Truck Simulator 2. Hello. One of my favourite games at the minute, and of all time, is Euro Truck Simulator 2, and it's very important that this game works on Linux because I play it a lot. Some other games that I play quite frequently are Portal 2. Some other games that I play quite frequently is the Portal franchise, very big fan. So Portal 2 hopefully works. It should, because it's Valve. What else am I playing at the minute? I'm gonna try Truck Sim. Please work. So far, so good. Very loud. It's defaulted to ultra settings, which is nice. Means it's detecting everything properly. There I am. Definitely didn't cheat. We are at 51 FPS, 49. We are on maximum settings and also recording. So, and I'm not using NVENC because it's a bit buggy. I'm not gonna do a full-on 16-hour truck job though. Let's have a little drive around. So far, so good. The game is running, which is brilliant. Fucking love this game. Yeah, just don't look at how much money I've got. Completely real business. I think we can confirm that Truck Sim runs perfectly fine. Okay, I probably shouldn't get too carried away. I've got a video to record. There we go. What are you doing up there? I didn't expect Minecraft modding to be so straightforward on Linux. Not yet made any custom mod packs and done it myself, installing it myself through Forge and everything. Through CurseForge and downloading random mod packs that I want to play, it's open. It is a bit laggy because I am recording using CPU rather than NVENC because it was quite buggy. So our FPS is a little lower than usual, but I put some results on screen of what it's like normally when I'm not abusing my CPU. That was loud. Why is everything so loud today? I thought I'd have to jump through several hoops to get modded Minecraft working, but it's working and it's running perfectly fine. And I'm thinking about opening a modded Minecraft server for people to play on, which I think would be quite cool because I love modded Minecraft. Compared to normal Minecraft, which has kind of gone down the shitter, this is so much better. Mojang don't really know what they're doing anymore. Let's see if anyone's on the server. Minecraft is also one of the games that was very easy to install. Literally just going to the website, finding the download for Linux. You don't have to jump through any hoops to get it working. It just works perfectly fine. Anyone on? No, not a single person is on the server. Okay. Not been here in a while. I don't think I've been on this server for like 3 weeks at the minute. Whose house is this? I don't know. This is probably one of my favourite Minecraft songs. Wow. Well, I presume I've been here before. Yes. Yes, I have. Now for one of my favourite games of all time, Portal 2, which should just work natively because it's Valve, and Valve... That was very loud. That was very, very loud.
Core corruption at 100%.
Okay. That's so weird. I've never seen it like that before. It must be a resolution issue because that's not native. No portal. That's annoying. There'll be a fix for that somewhere, I think. I also appreciate how all my drives are just chilling down here, so I can share stuff between Windows and Linux perfectly fine. So that's an external drive with all my recordings from when I went to Scotland on.
A close up here.
God, that's working so fucking well.
This is the as seen on TV pineapple cutter, okay? Now,
yep, pineapple cutter. And I can actually drag and drop files between both Linux and Windows flawlessly. So when I do need to edit, I can record everything I want on Linux, all my games and whatever, and then just port it straight through to any external hard drive or straight to Windows, and it works. I just drag and drop these over. There we go. Done. At the end of this, switching to Linux wasn't really about being a tech nerd or trying to be different. It was about finally admitting what I actually use my PC for. And when I eventually do play games, I've got the Windows PC, I've got PS5, I've got an Xbox. These days, I'm just browsing, writing scripts, watching videos, you know, the usual stuff. And for that, Linux Mint has been perfect. It's fast, clean, quiet, and actually respects me as a user, something Windows stopped doing a long time ago. And yes, like I said, I'll still keep a Windows PC around. I barely game on PC anymore, but when I need to record something for the gaming channel, like GTA 5 Online, I boot into Windows or just use the other PC. Same with editing. Premiere is still my main tool. I am not switching. I might eventually switch over to macOS, but in a slightly unconventional way. Windows is sticking around purely just for editing and the odd stubborn game. I'm not pretending that Linux replaces every part of my workflow. It doesn't, and it doesn't need to. But for everything else, for the stuff I'm doing every single day, Linux is just better. And it's not invasive like Windows is. Even while editing this video on Windows, I've got this issue where I alt-tabbed out of Premiere and it crashed my entire GPU. And Linux doesn't constantly nag me with ads or to log into my Microsoft account. No AI features that I didn't ask for. Leave me alone, Copilot. Mint just feels normal in the best possible way. And honestly, I liked Mint that much, I installed it on my laptop and I use it every day. But I might make an entire video on that laptop because I bought it for £100 off eBay and it needs some work doing. So yeah, I'm not 100% done with Windows yet, but for the first time ever, Linux is my main operating system, and it's brilliant. Bye.